Hi, George with New Era Enterprises, ProSort. I've got an interview with Clint Overski and his farm manager Joel here, uh, talking about sorters, and let's see what they got to share. Can you introduce you guys?
My name's Clint Overski. We're a family farm based out of Nunda, South Dakota, hour north of Sioux Falls. We work with maybe a dozen or so area neighbors that help us feed the pigs out for us, and we get our pigs from a few different pipestone system sow farms and market primarily to Smithfield and Sioux Falls and Holstone.
I'm Joe Larson. I work for Clint and his family. I overlook the barns and the herd itself and the producers. I've been with them since 2018, so everything's good.
So, Clint, you mentioned that you've got a dozen or so farms feeding for you. So, do any of those farms have sorters or, in particular, pro sort systems in those barns?
I think basically all of them do,
All of them.
except for one.
Yep.
So there'd be 30,000+ spaces with sorters in them that we work with. We've had pretty good luck with all of them. I guess if we didn't, we wouldn't keep coming back. So yeah, we've had obviously good success with the sort part of it, and I would say pretty good success with the gains and feed conversion. It's been a good system that has worked out well for us. I think the producers have liked it pretty good too. It's quite a time savings when it comes to marketing, and I think the pigs load out faster, and
Yep, a lot faster.
they get to market a little faster.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a very easy system, easy to maintain, pleasure to work with. It's just a great system. I recommend them to anybody and everybody, even producers that I know personally. I always try to tell them, you need sorters, you need sorters.
So, earlier you said it eases the load out and sorting process. Can you elaborate on that a bit?
Well, obviously the pigs are all pre-sorted when it comes time to load out day, and with the large pen, they're kind of used to walking around and stuff quite a bit. So, I would say an average load out time for us would probably be
35 minutes.
35 minutes.
35 minutes.
30, 40 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
So, do you see any gain as far as feed conversion and days to market pro sort versus pen barns?
The sort barns that we have probably do market maybe five days earlier than that 100 head pen barn.
Yep.
No.
Yeah, it's all of 5 days.
Oh.
Yeah.
So, what do you see as an average daily gain coming off the sort barns?
I did just kind of look all that up for you. Yep. So this would be our last 2 years of data would be 156 days on feed would be the average for the group.
So, with 156 days, that's isowing piglets, right?
Well, Weisswein, and now there would be some nursery finisher pigs in that data too. 91% tops. Average daily gain 1.73. This would
Okay.
probably be on well over 100,000 pigs last
Yeah.
2 years. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Average daily feed intake of 4.54. Feed conversion of 2.62.
So do you see a benefit at the pecker coming off of your sorter barns versus pen barns?
We can shut them off of feed.
Yeah. So our yields are a little higher just for the fact that we are able to limit the feed waste.
Okay.
Pre-market or before we send them out.
Do you get any premiums at the pecker for more consistently sorted hogs?
I think we're able to target the window better or push towards the top end of the window. Definitely we can do that.
Mm-hmm.
I think we're able to get more pigs inside of their matrix, I would say, for sure. And it's easier. I think it's easier to keep a barn in check there too, because the sort is so even coming out of there. It's harder to lose control of a barn where you take 2 or 3 loads out and all of a sudden a week later they're consistently 25 pounds heavier. That never happens in our
Right.
barns.
Well, and then too with the pro sort scale heads, we're able to actually know how many pigs are due at a certain weight on a certain day by the market forecast.
Mm-hmm.
So I am able to actually plan ahead and know how many loads I need to pull out of that said barn that week to maintain the desired weights that we want.
Uh-huh.
So I can keep up with it a lot easier, and that therefore we're able to stay within our matrix that we market in.
We're never really in the
a lot
dark.
easier.
There's not any
there's-
surprises.
No, there's
with that.
always data. We always have something to reflect back on and look at. It makes marketing a lot easier by far. So
as far as maintenance and upkeep on a ProSort system, how would you rate the upkeep and maintenance on it?
maintenance, and I would probably say like 8, 9. They're very easy to work on. The more familiar you are with the actual sorter, you can actually, if there is an issue, you can look at it and know instantly what's wrong with it and have it fixed in 5 minutes. It's simple. The parts are simple. It's just a simple design that works very well.
Mm-hmm.
How many hours do you think you'd spend per turn doing sorter maintenance?
An hour, maybe.
An hour.
Well, I'll just say West Barn an hour.
Yeah.
That's 8 scales.
So that's an hour in what amount of time?
Every 6 months.
Okay. So basically an hour every 6
Yeah,
months.
and
you're
maybe
done with maintenance.
maybe you might have like we were talking with the slow cylinder earlier. A cylinder might take 10 minutes to swap out. Just because there's a couple bolts on there, but yeah, the maintenance is very minimal. If you got a minor scale head issue, that might add a little bit, but very simple.
I think if we had to make a choice between putting up a hog barn without a sorter or not putting up the hog barn, we wouldn't put up a barn.
Mm-hmm.
No, they're so economical. Yeah, you got your upfront costs, but the upfront cost you got to figure in time. You can set your scales, and then the next day have a load of pigs caught.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really know how long it takes to hand sort, a pen or a load, but say it's 2 hours. Well, you just saved yourself 2 hours worth of work by just a couple clicks of a mouse, and you walk away.
So another thing you might not have been aware of, with our new technology, we actually the sorter can be controlled at the sorter, totally standalone.
Mhm.
You don't need a computer, and we also have a mobile app for it. So, come harvest or planting season, you can be on your combine and check the status of your sorter, see how many you got caught.
Yep.
Or you can be on your lazy chair at home at 10 o'clock, wondering, will I get enough hawks? Oh yeah, I should be okay.
Right.
So,
And we do have producers that do have that system. They can control the scales remotely, and yeah, they love it. They just think it's the best thing in the world.
Most of them can, can't they?
Yeah. Yeah. We only have a couple of barns that can't, but but for the most part, everybody does. So
well, I appreciate you guys taking the time to sit down and visit with me. Appreciate you being repeat customers.
mhm.